up 2 games here. Impressive both times. And I want to get to the draft because a lot of people are saying we got to ban that lone druid, but that means you might leave something precious out there. Let's see what EG are going to be doing about it. GoDz, I love the new jacket. Let's get into what is game number 3 and see what they decide to do. Uh-oh, that means that there might be a certain Earth Spirit or Faceless Void at the ready for EHOME now.
I guess EG are asking if they leave both in there. Like,
oh yeah,
how bad is the Earth Spirit is what EG are saying. Well, PPD is probably more like asking himself, like, is it worth giving them an Earth Spirit to get the Void?
Or vice versa, I guess.
Yeah. The Void is, like, the thing is, if you ban the Earth Spirit and you give away Void, it blocks off a lot of heroes. Like, playing Invoker into Void is very difficult. And that's like one of those kind of top picks for Sumail right now that you often want to snag in the first stage. So there is, it feels like maybe it could be a good decision to leave both heroes in the pool despite how successful Earth Spirit's been.
So you can tell he's probably thinking this one out a couple of steps ahead here because you do benefit from the 2 picks. So I don't know what would be better, a Faceless Void +1 or a Earth Spirit +1.
Yeah.
The nice thing is that I guess there's a touch more flexibility for the Faceless Void in the end, but they will ban the Death Prophet, and EHOME will take the mighty Ebola.
Yep. So EG make the trade, and I like the ban on Death Prophet more than the Visage, because as much as Visage is like a niche EHOME pick, you want to try and target bans towards what their second pick is going to be. Like you're willingly giving them Earth Spirit, like you know they're going to take Earth Spirit, but if you ban Earth Spirit, then they take Void, and then you get nothing in like exchange that's like a top tier for the Void. So EG is going Void +1 here. It's just going to be who's going to be the +1, and the Death Prophet ban is like what they expect EHOME might have second picked. Could be an Invoker.
Void Invoker?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking as well, potentially.
Invoker, or you get like the Witch Doctor type hero, the... I don't think they'll first 2 pick an AA, but... Lina. Oh, yeah. So they're going to go back to the Sumail Lina. He's had great success on this hero. Lina's actually seen a lot of, I feel, wins in this tournament, at least from the teams that we've been seeing. When like EHOME have won it with it in this series, EG seem to just manage to pull off wins when they're playing Lina throughout the lower brackets. So
yeah, if not mistaken, coming into this grand final, Sumail has got 5 games on Lina and is sporting a 4-1 record. So definitely showing what the little lady can do. But old Chicken gets one of his favorites, and for anyone out there who has Viper as their favorite, I don't want to play against him. And old Chicken now. It's going to be the Viper versus Lina matchup. So we'll have to see what EG are going to do to respond, because now we're looking at a very hard time for this mid lane. Not just because it's a Viper, but now you have an Earth Spirit also. They have to consider defensively preparing for the hyper-aggression that could be coming up from EHOME towards this mid lane. And I love the nod of respect. They ban out that AA, which has been a favorite for EG to pair with that Faceless Void.
Yep. Wouldn't even be surprised to see them ban like a Witch Doctor as well on top of that. There's no amazing supports to have camp the mid lane to protect the Lina against the Earth Spirit Viper. We saw them do, I think it was Kunkka one game with Fear, where he was spending a lot of time sitting behind against the Earth Spirit rotations to protect Sumail. And it didn't really work great. They went on to win that game, but it was very much a mid lane that did not go well. So
you don't think they could pull that off again? Just another stall game at this point?
It's possible, because Viper's not going to scale. Like last game, it wouldn't have worked because EHOME had a good late game. It had Lone Druid with Invoker, and it was always going to be a strong EHOME late game. Right now, from what we're seeing out of the first 2 picks, it's not going to necessarily be an EHOME team that can scale well. But that's only based on the Viper. They've still got their offlane for 11, their carry for CTY, but there's no Lone Druid in the pool, which means the offlaner is... I mean, that seems to be the only like carry that 11's playing out of the offlane. We haven't seen him on the Nature's Prophet at all this tournament.
Have we seen any 11 offlane Night Stalker? Night Stalker's still out there, but they've already committed for the Earth Spirit as a 4 position. Could they still maybe consider having a Night Stalker to the offlane instead? I love the ban that EG did on the Faceless Void because, or not the Faceless Void, the Darkseer, because Ion Shell plus Earth Spirit is ridiculous. Well, I guess that answers that question, GoDz. It's going to be EHOME actually just ban out the Night Stalker there.
Not wanting to deal with a potential Fear 4 position Night Stalker.
Fear could still grab, like, I don't know, Tusk could be a follow-up option for him, potentially.
Tusk is solid. They definitely want one of their supports to probably be able to offer some damage into Chronosphere. But Witch Doctor's kind of one of the ones that comes to mind there.
Yeah, Witch Doctor I think would be a great pick. I'm actually surprised EHOME didn't decide to ban that out instead of this Night Stalker. It seems like it would be a pretty obvious grab for EG.
But no bans onto like the carry role now, so the pool is wide open for both CTY and Arteezy. So your Morphlings, Terrorblades, Your CTY Juggernaut's still in the
Jugs,
pool,
yeah.
so very just wide open for these players to do what they want, and I don't think we'll see much pressure headed towards some of these carries.
Also, Clinks is something that EG do love to run along with the Faceless Void. Don't be surprised if we see the Arteezy Clinks come out.
Yep. I love the last ban on the Brood. Brood forgotten all tournament, and then all it takes is one game of EHOME brooding their way past OG in game 3, and then suddenly it's been banned every single game of this series, I believe. But game 1 and 2 was banned out by EHOME. This time around it's banned out by EG, I want to say. So we're seeing teams just it kind of sucks because it's a lot of ways a throwaway ban. There's for all we know, I mean, EG are probably even thinking like they're not even considering Brood, but on that tiny chance they are, and they fourth pick Brood. When that's one of another really great thing about being first pick right now is you get that fourth pick where you can snag a Brood and then you ban out one of the Brood counters, or they've already committed 4 heroes, so you don't have much room to counter the. You've only got 1 pick left to deal with a Brood. A fourth pick Brood is just brutal. So first pick is definitely the. There's a good reason why everyone's choosing first pick at the moment.
So EG with their 3rd pick don't opt for something like the Witch Doctor here. They go for the Bane. No typical BKB candidate yet on the side of EHOME here. So what are we feeling like the purpose of this is possibly? Is it to hang around the mid lane and sleep assist if necessary from the pressure of Earth Spirit? Or it could be something that they're looking to synergize with the remaining 2 picks potentially.
Yeah, it's a strong PPD hero, something with a bit more pick-off potential than like his Treant that we've seen a few times.
What if they do like a Fear Mirana? We don't get to see it very often, but
I think more likely you go towards the Kunkka to give them teamfight. You can throw the boat in the Chronosphere. You've got the Nightmare into Torrent synergy. Already pretty good synergy between the Bane and the Lina. I think Mirana is just way too hit or miss. You have no good you throw an arrow. If your Lina gets gone by a rolling boulder, you throw an arrow and just hope it hits. And even if it hits, like there's a good chance you're not. It's not like an instant counterplay. It has to travel and get there. So it seems to me like a weak pick, but
yeah, it's
Lion.
Well, the Lanham Lion. Put in work, mass disable here. Very nice. If you're caught outside of the chrono, you can certainly just ruin Faceless Void's day with a couple of easy lockdowns. Hefty burst. Typically BKB candidates here already for EG, so Lion should be able to have free will.
I'd love to see him go back for the Pugna again. That would put Kaka onto something like the Lion, but
Kaka's got to play Earth Spirit.
Oh, sorry, they've got Earth Spirit. No, you're right. Okay,
he's
so
the number 2
Earth
Spirit.
No. So they've got their support duo. They need their carry their offlane.
Which, as you said, still wide open. So maybe EHOME need to grab up what remaining offlaner options are out there. There's not many of them left. Bat's gone. They got rid of already the Lone Druid, obviously. Darkseer's out. Faceless Void's already been snagged up. So we could see 11 on something we have not seen at all recently. So you're leaving out there what real potential options? Going back for like a Earthshaker. He goes back to his days of getting Tusk and takes that to the offlane. Yep. Oh, PPD can play the Dazzle.
Morphling, they're going to secure their carry here. They decide there's 4 heroes which don't deal well with. I mean, you've got burst damage coming out from Lina Laguna and the lockdown of a Fiend script, but you can got 0 silence to prevent the morph strength this game. No Orchid bias, so yeah, pretty strong, solid Morphling game all in all.
Yeah, hard to take down the Morphling, even in a chrono. Just if he gets that morph off, it becomes very, very difficult. The EG does have the benefit of a little bit of a armor synergy here with the Dazzle grab. Could be very effective against the Morphling, but
so ban onto the team fight of the Tide. I mean, that's something EHOME just kind of slightly lacking here. When they have the Morphling, they're going to look to make that 4-hero composition that can take fights and be very kind of just self-sustaining. They don't need their carry to come along, and having a Tide Ravage would definitely provide that. They're kind of missing that big early game spell, that Bruiser to go with the Earth Spirit, Lion, and Viper.
Jug banned out. Will we see the Terrorblade? Will we see the Clinks here?
That's Clinks fair's alright.
Yeah,
gives them some power push.
Some difficult targets though. Morphling's not easy. Viper's not easy. Earth Spirit even, unless it's a Orchid Clinks, it's not easy to catch either.
I think they're unlikely to pick Clinks if they're picking them for the Orchid.
Yeah. So
if they're picking Clinks, they'll just probably go for the standard build, but
could double back for something different instead. Can't really do the no, they will go with the Clinks. Okay, so they opt for the hefty burst damage there. And what? EHOME taking a
Off-lane Enchantress.
It is the off-lane Enchantress. I was going to say they are taking a page out of the Western book. We have seen a couple of the Chinese teams still sport the support Enchantress here, but 11 is going to...
My boy, old 11. I mean, this is... Old Chicken every single game just pulls out something new, you know? We've seen first the Ursa. We've seen just funky picks left, right, and center from this team. Now we go to an Enchantress.
I have enjoyed both of these teams because they have both shown that they have adapted to both metas. Coming into this event, I was real excited because I've already seen a lot of what the Western teams have been doing because of Star Ladder, but then I got to do the Chinese qualifier, and I'm seeing, you know, no more Lone Druids, more Morphlings, more Night Stalkers. And then when we get here, we're seeing the Western teams start picking up the Morphlings and adapting, and now we're seeing EHOME pick up the offlane Enchantress. Everyone kind of taking a little bit from each other and adapting a bit, and it's been a real joy. So here we go, folks. Game number 3, and like I said before, what could possibly be our last game here? EHOME already up 2 games to EG. EG are going to have to pull off a serious comeback, but on EHOME side, they got that KotLguy Earth Spirit, so can't help but feel like that they are in the favorite here.
And Enchantress not great against the Clinks, but the Bane Dazzle support duo will struggle a bit. Like if Enchantress gets a good first creep at the big camp over by the secret shop,
which they
it's going to be problematic. Yeah, they've protected it for the most part. And the other thing is, I think KotLguy roaming around is not going to bother helping up Morphling. CTY is going to just be left alone a lot. He's against a Void. He may get some support from the Lion, but if Lion goes to the safe lane, it's probably more for his own sake to pull, to get some farm, get some levels. Earth Spirit is going to be ganking mid and ganking the supports with the Enchantress. Like Earth Spirit plus Enchantress is very potent.
Yeah, and they got a good ward in the mid lane for this Earth Spirit, but we could see possible contention towards the top. Will KotLguy dish out the first roll, the slow, the 100 damage? No.
They played safe. EG were in a much better position. They have a stronger level 1 fight, had the positioning advantage, and unfortunately for Old 11, he couldn't get the bottom bounty rune, so that meant both going EG's way. But better than trying to go for that bounty rune and then feeding away a kill or two, which is what I've seen a lot of teams try and do when they're like, oh crap, we're getting neither bounty rune. We've got to commit to this. We've got 4 heroes here, and then the situation just gets worse.
And so for now, at least Enchantress not looking to go straight to the neutral camp to get the camp. He's just going to opt for the being in the lane. So
he's gone untouchable level 1. That's not the build.
Yeah, this is their take, I guess, on the offlane Enchantress. Oh, KotLguy appears towards the bottom. Oh, you would not suspect that.
No Orb of Venom is the good news, but it's a he's just straight up dead.
Okay. Well, no Orb of Venom necessary. You don't suspect that because normally, you know.
Enchantress too fast.
Very different. But
oh my gosh.
What a start already.
That is. I mean, you kind of mentioned like they're taking a page from the Western team's book, but when I see something like this going untouchable level, and I think he's actually been doing this himself over in like the Chinese FPL or whatever it is, or in just some high-level pub games, because he's putting his own little twist and playing it very differently to what we typically see.
CTY really getting muscled right now, but Landon
gets full agi.
And oh my god, he just
actually had 100% agi, and he's dead. CTY serves you right, son. Get some strength. What are you thinking?
He thought that Landon was just going to be his saving grace right there.
Full agi in the lane. So never greedy. Go full agi. Come on, guys.
Roll right into Arteezy, and now he's got the level 2 Boulder Smash, and they're going to get the kill. You take our Morphling, we'll take your Clinks. Are they not done yet? Like he's got the Wolf. They're looking to toke up the damage. They got the creep wave under the tower, so why not? And he's hustling in. The level 1 boots coming into play. The roll's going to be there, and they're going to get the kill. 2 takedowns now.
Offlane. And just great heads-up play from KotLguy. Just rolls in on Clinks under the tower. Doesn't care that they de-sentry that. He just makes sure they put it down to get that kill. Whoa, Sumail crushing mid.
Now, the one good thing is that because this Earth Spirit's involved with the bottom lane, Sumail gets the mid lane all to himself. Yeah, so 14-3 CS to Viper's 3-0. 3-0.
Yeah, and that seems to be the fear factor here in the middle lane. He's just been constantly harassed. We haven't seen fear help out bottom at all, and this is the trade-off EG are making. So things look very bad for EG right now. Like,
boom!
And they could actually look
pretty
bad.
He has landed every single rolling boulder.
He got 2 heroes stun as well. He makes sure he hits fear after that. Okay, now things are really bad. Until these kills at mid, okay, it's going to be 1 kill. Viper will survive. If not for that Lina kill, I think the early game was fine for EG because they were crushing the mid lane really well. The Void had actually got a solo kill on Morphling. Just the bottom lane going poorly is not the biggest problem for EG. They were winning the other 2 lanes, but now with that Lina death,
Yeah.
things start to swing EHOME's way.
KotLguy will start to go in the dark. He already kind of set the lane for 11 here at the bottom. I mean, look how confident as he strides. Level 2 untouchable with boots. Now power treads online. It's going to take a lot more than a simple dazzle and clinks to stop her from being able to go right. I mean, now she's making a move for
feeds the
PPD. But
feeds the neutral.
oh, Fear's here now. And she's going to need some assistance, and that's going to be coming from KotLguy, who shows up and looking to go for PPD here. He gets the heal off and the grave, so they're going to have to turn and run. But to the rescue, the Earth Spirit right now.
Oh, he snipes the kill too.
Are you serious? He steps in, gets the javelin off, and walks away with
up
the kill.
already. Oh, come on. Good luck, Arteezy. Oh, the
they
brains
can't do it. Wow, very
Oh,
close.
and
And the follow-up, but they don't have the detection.
And Kaka's actually too low for this one. He's got stick. He's. Oh, I don't know if he's going to live. He's going to roach deny. Arteezy trying to get there.
Oh!
That was very close. Nice skeleton walk for the extra movement speed burst.
Yeah.
I love this. You get a Wild Wing Tornado creep before you go back to base to heal. You can just send that mid or something to help out your teammates. Very poor Viper still, though. 7 CS.
Jesus.
That's still the biggest worry for EHOME.
That's the huge boosted start EG did put in is this mid lane right now. So the benefits could be coming soon. Sumail going to be blitzing towards that level 6, getting that Laguna online and looking to kind of possibly take it back to 11 here if necessary.
Morbid Mass starting item. Well, it's
He did this last time. Isn't that one time the Helm of the Dominator?
was that that was Miracle?
Oh, you're right.
He's taking a page from the Miracle book. When you go full agi, this is one way to benefit from that with the extra lifesteal to sustain yourself.
Maybe it's a Mask of Madness here. It's CTY. I'll never put it past the guy for
TP's
anything.
coming top. They're looking to contest this lane. Both supports up here.
Yep, okay. Fear's rolling through. PPD already ducking behind this tree. And suddenly they show. Poison Touch is going to be there. There's the first chrono of the game. Fear's going to be on the outside. And they make it look easy with the grab on the Lion. And look at this, man. He's even getting some serious right-click work in on the low life of CTY. But look at this. Smoked up and on the move.
Impetus is here, so there's a lot of damage for Sumail to deal with.
Sumail's not level 6 yet. Oh, a swing and a miss on this rolling boulder, but they will get the boulder smash, and effortless it looks like right there, being able to take down Sumail.
This Enchantress just steamrolling right now. Arteezy level 4, he's in the enemy jungle. He really needs level 6. Like, shutting down a Clinks isn't the biggest deal for EG, assuming he can get levels, because once you get that level 6, you can just death pack. You can pseudo jungle and roam around the map and just use that huge damage boost to get kills, but he's level 4 and he's roaming. This is...
Oh,
maybe gonna work actually.
Towards mid lane, another long hit will stun them, but he already got the attack off. Yeah, and Old Chicken will be going down.
Needed to work for Otu's sake when he's had such a slow start levels-wise. He's still level 4, but gets himself some much-needed gold.
It is a lot of pressure away from him in that top lane. It looks like Universe is going to make the trek back, and CTY will be able to go into his groove of farm. Sumail now just moments away from getting his level 6. We'll have Laguna. It looks like in the meanwhile they did get a ward down on the side of EHOME to possibly scout out any sort of lingering rotations here.
Gets a ward to protect himself, but he wanted to place that in the lane, so not really the ideal ward for Morph, but the pressure going to continue bottom lane, and Old 11 about to hit that level 7 mark. Has had his big camp blocked out. I like that ward coming out here in the bottom lane, making it a lot trickier for the Enchantress to pressure and take this bottom lane tower. If you want to take that bottom tier 1, you really need to have that.
They're rotating for it right now. That's the Laguna getting ready to come to work, and it's going to go on to the Bambi here. And unless she TP's out from where she is right now, I don't think she's going to be able to make it away.
Oh, she's hidden really well.
Do they know she's in there?
If the smoke pops, they might. I think the smoke just wore off. I don't think it actually popped.
Oh no, shows himself in lane. Fear's right there. They might cross pass in the bottom lane. They will. Puts him to sleep.
Sumail's very far away though. They don't have.
He's trying to track back. He could look to cut her off, and yeah, there's no way. They're going to get the chrono down. Unfortunately, he catches his teammates in it, but goes for the heal. Goes for the TP, but there Sumail steps in, gets the stun, and they get the kill. It's a bit long-winded, but ultimately they do take her down. It's a lot of rotations, and
they kill Clink stop, but at this stage of the game, the Enchantress kill means a lot more than a Clink skill. But it was a huge EG commitment. They invest a lot of time and resources.
All the way in. Going to be coming up just short, but they got the following stun. That means Viper can move on forward. The follow-up silence is going to be there, but PPD's here with a Shallow Grave if necessary, and Kaka's going to have to turn and run here, but it doesn't look like he'll be able to make it away as Universe does step in, gets off the time dilation, so boom! The last hit going to be coming out from Arteezy. Very low,
pushing it to the limit.
Away. The dot damage is going to be there, shows himself again, steps in, gets the Laguna, gets the kill. 3 go down from the side of EHOME. EG. Lose nobody.
Yeah, really, really nice counterplay to the EHOME aggression there in the mid lane. EG have moved very well. Like, the 4 heroes bottom was a big commitment to kill the Enchantress, but it's the only way they kill the Enchantress, and at this stage that's a necessity with the pressure that's coming onto the tower and just the huge start that the Enchantress has had. So it was necessary, and then they swing mid just in time to kind of prevent EHOME getting more done there. They've had really good Chronosphere usage so far this game.
Yeah.
And they're just single target kills, but they come at the right time. Like, first it was just the support to help give EG a bit of a boost to their offlane, put Morphling under pressure by not having that support there. Then they find that kill in the Enchantress.
I'm wondering here how long before EHOME might need to start prioritizing a little bit of solo time for some of their supports here. Getting the Magnetize online for Kaka would be a big grab, plus the Finger, of course. But they still seem to be moving as a hitman squad here, so they might have to put those plans on hold a bit and look for at least one more opportunity. And a Drums is first in order here for the Enchantress, taking up a bit, providing the extra move speed, of course, and then we'll see if he's got his own take as far as further itemization or decides to go with the more traditional like Dragonlance / Agnum Scepter buildup.
And this is still feeling like a potential just Morphling farm and take over the entire game situation. CTY, despite a misplay here or there, has not fallen behind at all in farm. He's up there as one of the most farmed heroes in the game, and Arteezy has been destroyed.
Yeah, he's just trying to find somewhere for himself right now. He's been secluded in the jungle, but look at this. They get the first Fiend's Grip onto CTY here. He's morphing up right now. They're going to be following it up with a Chrono, and Arteezy steps in, dishes out the extra work, and the 3-on-1 will be just enough to take down the mighty Morphling. Looks like it'll be at the cost of their bottom tier 1 as 11 will help advance with that.
EG are just hitting at the right times. Like, first they get the Enchantress when the Enchantress has suddenly become a massive problem, and then they look at the game like, okay, Enchantress has slowed down. What's our next big problem? It's going to be the late game Morphling. So they send their next big gank, their next Chronosphere towards the Morphling. So they're just kind of transitioning from one kill to the next in a very kind of logical way. That's going to put EHOME in a bit of a tough spot here.
Putting all those ultimates to use and those new ultimates to use, because EG supports are reaching their level 6 before EHOME's are. And it looks like they're giving Lanham the mid lane now so he can finally get to his level 6 a bit. But they recognize that, and they're looking to punish him for it. But it will force out some rotations, it would seem. Can they get the catch here? If Kaka shows up, he's second to TP, so it's a little bit longer. Sumail even tried to go for the stun on that one. But had he been first, they might have been able to get the catch. But look at this top lane. EG make their move as they see all the rotations go to the mid lane. They know that old chicken could be stuck here alone, and it looks like they will be able to get the kill. Universe on a killing spree now for his Faceless Void.
Oh, and EHOME going to sink their way into Roshan. This is, I mean, they've had just a lot of kind of chain pickoffs going EG's way, and I think they're just kind of fed up with it. Going to try and use Roche as a bit of a pick-me-up.
Yeah, and as before, this means the supports can get some lanes for themselves here. So close to level 6. Then you get Magnetized. We got our Finger. These two knuckleheads can go back on moving and finding ganks and taking it back to EG, but as you said, in the meantime, they'll be at least able to grab the Roche here. And for EG side, I mean, their Faceless Void is top of the frickin' net worth here, God, so they got a lot going for him. It's just the Clinks is going to need to be a factor to the late game and being able to get the most out of that mighty Chrono.
And Clinks can go for just some more cheap cost-effective items. May just want to rush a BKB to allow himself to help burst down the Enchantress during that duration and not have to worry about the Earth Spirit so much.
Was it the Clinks? Was it a Clinks game where he ended up getting a Dragonlance on the...
I think he got Dragonlance out. BKB Dragonlance into Deso.
Yeah, that's right, because I was like, oh, BKB first, then Dragonlance.
Yeah.
That was a bit peculiar, whereas, you know, you could disassemble or take apart the Dragonlance for the BKB later, but they get the tier 1 top. Good grab for them, but I imagine EHOME are going to be looking to kind of pick up the pace. Now that they got their level 6s on their Lion, on their Earth Spirit, they might look to go back on the aggressive once more. And hey, would you know it? Top lane, they do dish out the Magnetize, but there's going to be the Chrono response, and it's going to be plenty of time for the Faceless Void to make it back in a way here. But maybe considering a re-engagement, look to the south now. We got our teaser. He's creeping in there. I don't know if he saw 11 or not, but he thinks that Lanham is going to be an easy pick. I would be careful showing yourself. Quick reaction from KotLguy could prove to be trouble. And look at this, he spotted out PPD, looks to make chase, but suddenly realizes the whole EG squad's there, and they walk into a two-man boulder smash, and they get the two-man silence rolling on in. No magnetize now for this one, but maybe EHOME have enough for a follow-up. Fear tries to TP away, but they are going to be catching it. Another! This guy, he's a FIFA player for sure. He gets the stun also onto Sumail, and will get the kill there. Woo!
That is why Earth Spirit's been banned all day long.
Listen, he's number 2 in the world on the hero, so he is kind of good at it. But
you know,
you could see the potential.
PPD, he's number 1 in the world on Treant Protector, but there's no Treant Protector in this game. It doesn't take away the facts of what this hero does.
I can't. Yeah, I won't be able to say with a straight face that.
But that was just
Tree could be as good as Earth Spirit.
Absolutely sick play coming out from KotLguy, and Enchantress getting the kills.
He's just enjoying the hero before the nerfs come in. That's all.
Yeah. It's still gonna be a tricky game. EG have so many tools that they can use to just find pickoffs. Starfice in the Chronosphere. They've got the grip. It's really a lot of big spells that you have to kind of counterplay. Be it the Chrono, the grip, the Yules into Lina combo. But it is EHOME with the farm advantage for the time being.
Universe sprinting towards what looks like possibly the Blink Dagger here.
Enchantress is just beast mode.
Yeah.
Running around as a Morphling with 560 HP against Lina just sounds like the craziest thing ever.
And are they going to get the stun timing? Yes. Or the silence timing? They will.
He waited
not even
right
really
till the end.
Yeah. The efficiency. Perfectly done. And it will secure them to kill in the Faceless Void, which will prolong his Blink Dagger now.
I was about to say, that actually is probably a pretty big gold swing. Yeah, 1,000 gold change going EHOME's way just off of that.
Oh, Medallion.
Huh.
Medallion for Faceless Void.
So, okay.
I mean, maybe need...
I mean, it's a big boost in armor. I mean, look at the physical damage. It's single target physical damage coming out of Viper, Morphling in the later stages.
I mean, we've seen sometimes Clinks pick up Medallion. Maybe they figure he won't be able to sidestep for that item and needs someone else to pick it up instead. But
it allows them to at least go for Roshan later if they ever get control of this game.
Yeah,
but it is an odd, different pickup coming out from him. I don't think it's definitely not to be picked up just like for the, hey, I can chrono someone and then I kill them off by medallioning them. Because he's not doing that much physical damage. It's coming from the Clinks. So it's to boost up Clinks' damage and to protect against the physical damage coming out from Viper, from Morphling. Morphling, who is not going for the Ethereal Blade. He's going pure right-click this game, so it's pretty annoying for the Morph to deal with. And later on, you get a Solar Crest, you pop that on the Morphling, and then he's like, oh man, I gotta get an MKB or something.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And all the meanwhile, Sumail's able to finish off the Yules, it looks like, for his Lina, so has the setup right now. A couple of initiation options here between EG, between the Universe and Sumail now. And he's heading bottom lane. Laguna's up and ready to go as EHOME are moving in. They dish out the weave here, but EHOME just happy to just like push their chest out.
Man.
Oh my goodness, even KotLguy going in. He's actually going to get the kick stun here, but the quick Yules response, Sumail's moving in with the LSA, but not going to stick around for the Laguna as EHOME do approach. The javelins come out. He's going to be forced to Grave. And they can't get the silence before the Grave comes out. Look at that three-man chrono set up from Universe. Time dilation, beautifully done right in the middle. Could be EG's chance for a bit of a setup, but is it going to be enough? Finally, they're able to bring down Old Chicken.
CTY.
Look how deep CTY is, and they got a big Fiend's Grip right under the tower. He's trying to morph back the strength, and he won't even lose the Aegis. He's able to make it away from trouble. A 2-for-2 split right now.
Wake up the Enchantress. She does more damage than you, CTY. Come on.
He's just like, I want to lose my first life. Now awake, 11 moves in, and that's it.
Oh man, that Impetus, the Enchantress just wrecks in those kind of fights where you're staying alive, dishing out Impetuses the entire fight. There we go, 2.5k damage though.
What a hero.
No surprise. I mean, look how little damage everyone else did. That's the crazy thing for EHOME there. It's not just that Enchantress did a lot, it's that everyone else did next to nothing.
It's that problem of you can't do anything about her, but you can't ignore her either. It's just if you let her sit there like a turret, dishing out all those right clicks, it's...
And she's getting enough, like, so much farm that she's not the easiest target to burst down with the Laguna combo. You've got the Dragon Lance for some extra HP. The Aghanim Scepter is probably coming up soon as well.
Yeah, I think she has a point booster, so...
The mech helps heal you up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, point booster halfway to an Ag Scepter.
Wow. It's 12-12, but I tell you, if you're tuning in right now, EHOME have the advantage. It's pressure on EG at this point to find the bounce back kind of a play. They already had the Laguna come online and make it go to work, the Chrono, the Fiend's Grip, but what comes up next here that they can try to...
Klinks needs to rush BKB so we can just try and burst down right-click Enchantress in BKB. He has a Mithril Hammer. I'd be very surprised by a Desolator pickup. I just don't think that solves their problem.
Okay, they got that Solar Crest. They're going to look to put it to work right here on the Morphling. They set it up with the Sleep. They followed it up with the Fiend's Grip. They got the Solar Crest. They got the damage. But, man, look at that. Even that might not be enough. It will be in the end, but they really have to sweat it out for it.
Good pickups. I mean, C2I getting caught a few times here and there, but I mean, it's EG putting a lot of resources onto wherever he is on the map. And you look again, like where EHOME are after that pickoff happens, they're farming mid, bottom. They've got complete ward control over the Radiant jungle. Morphling is still farming well. That one pickoff is not going to change that, so it doesn't hurt EHOME too much.
Yeah, you have already taken residence across the whole bottom half of the map right now, including EG's jungle territory. So EG has a full 5-man take of their business all the way to the top lane. They'll make use of the resources there, farming in the jungle, pushing through the lane. But this is like all the options they have right now in the lane. A great pick on the Morphling, but they are definitely going to need a lot more. As I like to say, that's one step of what I would say maybe a 5 or 6 step program here for them. Tower glyph going to be popped, but they might be able to walk away with a little bit of extra loot.
It's a pretty weak pushing trio here, and it looks like EG may be setting up to try and contest this. Chronosphere is at the ready.
Yep.
Nice TP position, won't be scouted.
Go in. If Kaka's nearby, he can kick stun. Nice little walk on the side, but it's actually going to be on the Sumail. Old Chicken's still good. They're going right for Sumail, and they get it with the help of the finger. Magnetize was also committed, so that will be a miss, but might not even matter.
That was incredibly great save.
Stun again coming out from Kaka. PPD going to be forced to dish out the Grave, but he's going to be a slow walk back. They'll leave him on the side as a sweet little treat as they make their move for Universe. They get that kill and PPD, and suddenly EHOME could be quick to go to the high ground once again.
I can't believe that Boulder Smash. He doesn't aim for the Void. He knows that the only way you lose Viper there is if that Lina gets the combo off. Lina gets the stun off, but is like hit by the Boulder Smash as it happened. And Viper's still going to die, but then Lion comes in. They chain stun the Lina perfectly when Sumail's running in to try and go for that combo. It was just the best defensive play possible. Great in-the-moment decision-making. And Klinks is going Desolator. I'm not a big fan of this just because I think you're just not going to be able to burst through the Enchantress Untouchable too well with it, even when Strafe is up. It's level 1 Strafe, so it's very short duration. EHOME.
Tier 3 down, let's go to Roche.
Oh my gosh, this is such a dominant performance from them.
And it's going to be up as soon as they get there. This is just the dream right now for EHOME, a team that is in front of the hometown crowd, and they are on the verge of walking away with a 3-0. Walking away from the Frankfurt Major, people said China Dodo was dead, but wouldn't you believe it, EHOME look like the best team on the block right now.
There's the Ag Scepter from 11, and all the pieces of the puzzle coming together. Kaka looking to, like you say, enjoy this hero for one last tournament. I don't even think he's going to make it to the Major. But Kaka saying, let's have one last good run.
That's the thing for EHOME, man. Just the problem for the first 2 games, that lone druid, so it forces EG to ban it, but EHOME are glad to either pull out the Faceless Void or the Earth Spirit and make both of them look like the OP hero. And now as Lanham is going to be potentially cut out from the Klinks, they get the setup with the Sleet. It's a deep commitment, but yeah, just to support Lion.
That's those ganks earlier in this game were going to the Morphling, so a Lion, not the slightest concern. But this Roshan, again, it's that greedy 2-hero Roshan. They're showing enough heroes on the map that EG just don't seem to be suspicious right now, and even the Replicate can move out. They can send that Replicate bottom, show it somewhere, and then suddenly EG are going to be kind of maybe just a bit boggled by the fact that, oh, the Enchantress on the map, they're not Roshing, but oh yeah, you bet they are.
And they have no easy way to scout it either, so looks like it will be an Aegis sack to them. Morphling picks it up.
And EG was so scared they weren't even taking the Tier 1 tower. Not until they see the Roche go down does Klinks realize, like, oh, they're not here? I'll take the Tier 1 tower. But they were playing very cautiously as if EHOME was about to jump them.
PPD drops a ward in the mid lane here so they can try to get the idea.
Universe.
Yeah, he had to pass on that and go for the Solar Crest, and it looks like a BKB might have to be in order here for him.
Feels like the Lina's maybe the one who's going to need to blink this game just to position around all these stuns. The Aether Lens is going to help a lot because he has to get in too close to the EHOME heroes when he went for that combo during the last Chronosphere. If he can be positioned such that he doesn't get stunned up by the Boulder Smash, by the Lion Impale, it's going to help him a lot.
Yeah.
And also just boosts up his damage output.
Ramp up the damage for sure.
Okay, CTY. This has happened a few too many times. CTY's deaths have kind of, at this stage, been kind of the saving grace for EG. If not for them, this game could just be one and done.
He's still kind of hanging around this bottom lane, but it looks like he will finally sidestep a bit.
No, it just looks like he even scouted PPD there, possibly.
As RTZ will try to make work on another tier 1, bringing in whatever economy is possible here for EG, but...
Oh, they're going for the Klink skill at bottom? Not going to find.
No, Lana was there, but it looked like he just used the dust and it was out of range. Instead, look at this.
Yeah,
EG rotate and they try to get a catch, but
they cover their retreat well.
Yep.
Yeah, they even pop the drums. Just they know as soon as line TP's bot, they're vulnerable. Nice use of fog. And yeah, using the drum as well as the rock kick, and then they roll on out. So good heads-up play, not giving any room for EG to find a mistake and capitalize on it.
Got it.
R2's being pretty pesky here. Wave not going to be there in time to get the catch.
Maybe he'll have to resort back to the old Cloud9 MLG Columbus Blinks split push tactics here.
That's a big throwback. So what do we got? Kaka halfway to Agceptor and CTY going back for the Lincoln Sphere. This is a afterthought. I don't think he necessarily wanted to go this, but after one too many deaths to the Bane,
yeah,
and also good against the Lina set up with a Yules or blocking a Laguna Blade would be fantastic. He's going to go for the Link. And it's a good Lincoln's game. His build just a bit more on the greedy side. It allowed him to take Roshan in fairness. Like without the Helm of the Dominator plus Yasha one of just the most cost-effective agi / damage items for an agi hero in the game. With a like Lincoln's or Purse build, I don't think Roshan would have actually been possible for them.
We'll have to see now what EG can do as far as high ground defense. They have a Blink Chrono now at the ready, but that might be able to guarantee maybe one kill for them. I can't help but feel like EHOME's team fight is still so spectacular here. They get the set for Arteezy. It's going to prompt out the early Grave. They get a big Chrono for the backliners here, but there's no serious damage. They now commit in. They get a hold of Universe and take him out. Out for a minute without a buyback here.
Oh.
Could this be it for EHOME? They move in, get Sumail up in the air, and now Fear, who's trying to dish out. The big Fiend's Grip has the Glimmer Cape to dodge the damage. CTY under a lot of pressure, going to be forced to waveform back, and they go right back for the racks. They're looking to walk out with some sort of serious bounty here.
They haven't actually got the racks here.
It's a long siege here.
H is still online for CTY though, and I think that's why they want to try and keep on going forward here.
He's going to hand it away, it looks like.
A lot of just small plays that EG made that fight to help him out. Having that full duration Fiend's Grip. Oh, okay.
God, they got the long catch.
Another great Grave, PPD. Saving heroes constantly this fight.
Kick that was set up from Kaka to get that potential kick onto Sumail, and wouldn't you know it, they get the grab onto Old Chicken on the way out. A respectable hold coming out from EG here. And they're looking for more. CTY going to be sold to the LSA, bursted down Laguna, but nope. That man is out of there.
Barely out, yeah.
Whew. So, EG are able to kind of put the brakes on the assertive push coming out from EHOME for now. And they're not going to be able to walk away with any sort of hefty loot for it, though.
EG had a number of heroes surviving on just slivers of HP. The Grave saves from PPD, Sumail with the Yules to block the impetuses that were going to kill him, and then he ends up getting back to Fountain. Fortunately for EHOME, like I think if C2 had something like a Lincoln's, he can probably dive in a bit deeper and secure some of those kills. Most importantly, a kill on a hero like Lina at that stage. But he's just a little bit underfarmed, and this is one of the first games of the entire tournament, I feel, where you can actually say that. C2I, yeah, he's well and truly not farming how well he'd normally like to be. But a Heaven's Halberd Viper on the front lines. The evasion not going to be easily countered by Klinks anytime soon. And on top of that, the disarm onto the Klinks also unlikely to be countered.
He's their only like
soon.
ion cannon of damage right now with that
actually,
Death Zone Solar Crest.
He's close to the BKB, so I take that back. He will have a way of getting out of it at a pretty decent time.
Smoke here from EHOME as they look to head out towards the bottom right now. I imagine Kaka's got to get pretty close towards that Agnum Scepter. He's had just the point booster for quite a while, and that will make their high ground siege that much easier if he's able to kind of take someone out of the equation at the start of the fight.
Oh, so I think OTZ's just going to be TPing home, though. He's got no mana at the moment. If he pushes forward, that's very greedy and could be the death of him.
If he shows himself, they could quickly try to swarm here. Not too far off his old chicken, and the rest of EHOME.
He sees them behind him now.
Yeah, definitely not show himself.
Yep.
But they're
Good
anticipating. He's doing the split push thing here, and they would love to be able to spot him. Oh God, he dropped the Aquila. He's got to ditch it. No, he grabbed it. Oh, dangerous game
That
being played
is
here.
like looking for the full max value out of your Soul Ring when you're dropping the Aquila. Some next level toggling.
So he takes up residence, it looks like, in the EHOME jungle in the meantime.
Double damage. Nifty little rune. Lina? Yeah, Lina's going to grab it.
So they'll pick up that one, and they'll be able to get some of these lanes across the river and away from the EG home here.
Fail for PPD.
I guess just whoever gets caught inside the chrono, you just Veil, Solar Crest, dish out whatever damage you can.
Exactly. It's not like they've got a ton of magic damage that's going to benefit from this, but it's just like, let's amplify our damage output as much as possible in kind of cheaper, more cost-effective ways. So the Lina nukes, and you've got Void Bashes, which are magic, which is kind of like so-so. But for EG, it is a lot of physical damage. There's still a slightly odd pickup, but you're kind of in a position where what else do you need? You have enough defensive tools. They've got the Glimmer Cape, they have the Grave. So opting for something a bit more on the offensive side of things.
What do you think 11 should go for now? I mean, casual Moon Shard, make the most out of the hefty right click.
On Enchantress, BKB is... I guess the Ags is coming so soon on Lina.
They don't seem to be really focusing her right
Yeah.
away, so maybe BKB might not be necessary.
Saving up quite a bit of money. Moonshard's always just the single target burst is just insane. But yeah, the BKB gets less appealing because of that Lina Ags. I'm curious as well. I don't think there's any easy to say item for the Enchantress at this point. And soon to be respawning as Roche. This time, Cheese and Aegis, EG already smoked up, looking to get wards down and contest said Roshan. Their last smoke in quite some time. There's dire wards around them, but we'll be able to bypass this and...
Ooh, Chrono onto 2, set up from the Arteezy scouting right. They're going to get 1. They could get 2. They do! Quick 1-2 pickoff right there for EG. Now it might be their chance to move in and get the Roche.
Yep.
The beginning of the comeback here for EG, possibly.
Buyback's not being used, so it looks like EHOME just going to accept their fate. Very nice job. Perfect time to go for the smoke play. And the most kind of important play about that initiation was getting that ward there, just popping on the high ground, getting the vision they needed for Universe to hit that wonderful Chronosphere. So great observer placement and patient enough to wait for the second hero. If you just kind of gone in on the Lion, you're not going to get the Enchantress because they're just going to sack the Lion and just go from there. But getting 2 heroes out of it, and this is where EHOME probably they thought coming into this game, okay, if we get to like 35 minutes with a Morphling, we're going to be in great position, but Morphling is still not very farmed.
Spotted Kaka, and he still needs a little bit of time for Rolling Boulder, but not even going to be necessary. Easy Freeden's Grip, easy right clicks coming out from Arteezy. And another pickoff going the way of EG, and suddenly Arteezy on a mega kill streak with his Clinks.
He's the most farmed hero in the game next to the Morphling after
Oh,
a terrible start.
long-range Yules with the help of the Aether Lens, committing the Laguna. Yes, they will. What is happening? The dream is still alive here for EG as they begin to string together a couple of extra kills here.
Whoa. Oh, it's just some animation lag.
They're making their move. Staggery as ever, but it is an advancement onto the tier 2. EHOME have to step back or be at risk of being caught out. 11 making it back into the base if possible, but he does get caught up with the Yules, it looks like. Sidesteps. Impetus is being traded. Adaptive strike from CTY, but he's going to be put to sleep as they make their move for 11, and they got the kill. Another pick coming the way. This one for Sumail as he goes onto a killing spree. And suddenly, EG are the team moving in for the high ground right now, and they start going to work on this tier 3. Chrono up at the ready here. Kaka, I'm sure, on the other side has a magnetize, but they don't have quite enough damage coming out here. Viper still to come back. Tier 3 goes down, and suddenly EG are making their move in for the racks, and now CTY back in action, and the Chrono's going to be cast across the whole, or the whole game. As they are in permanent time lock. There's the Chrono. There it goes. It's over. And, well, I don't know what the hell's happening right now. They make their move for Arteezy. He gets the grave up. It looks like Viper will be going down. They get the grab onto Lanham right now. Arteezy unstoppable as he's moving on in. And look at that. 11. Going to be slept up. They caught him in place. Now they're looking to dish out the damage. Do they have the burst for the Enchantress? It doesn't look like it. KotLguy going to be forced to buy back here. And now they put their sights for Universe. Another grave coming out for PPD. Man, he keeps keeping him alive right now. Now they're looking for the retreat, but Universe not going to be able to survive. Long-range Impetus is coming out, and they make their trace for that pesky little Dazzle. He may be able to lag spike and jump around, but he's not going to be able to make it back, it looks like here. They got the stop, and they will be able to bring him down. It's going to be costing EHOME a buyback there onto their KotLguy Earth Spirit, but they are going to be holding. Looks like it cost them to Tier 3, and base damage makes it a square even. And now that we have a bit of a lull in the action, we will do a reconnect. So apologies, of course. This is perfect world not being so perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that team fight. I'm going to be honest.
It's really hard to gauge what happened.
So I'm looking at the aftermath, which is Rack still standing, Morphling still the most farmed tier in the game, and a pretty beastly late game carry. Other than that, though, the rest of the aftermath is the 3 EG cores all sitting on 13k plus net worth. This Viper is quickly becoming kind of food for EG, and it's very difficult for EHOME to secure these fast kills in these fights because of these Dazzle Graves. So EHOME take a big dent to their overall farm, having to use buybacks in that fight, and EG just get further and further into a good position. BKB on Bane, so he's got very little to deal with Fiend's Grip, and by very little, I mean nothing outside of the Earth Spirit Aghanim Scepter, which is not complete yet.
They really would love to have this Aghanim Scepter. It's just, if you look at EG's lineup, it feels like that outside of like a Chrono, it's like no serious AoE team fight. It's single target to quickly take out one by one who's in that Chronosphere, but at least if KotLguy has an Aghanims and he can wait on the outside, he could just enchant Remnant, whoever is the focus, and quickly take him out from harm's way. And then once they are able to withstand the initial onslaught from EG, that could be their opportunity for a bit of a counterplay here. But they have been handing over a lot to EG up to this point, and they're going to have to hope that they can reform a bit and come together as a team.
And Enchantress will continue to do huge single target DPS, but it's just going to get less and less reliable as EG scale more towards the late game. They have plenty of tools to kill off this Enchantress, and I think Enchantress recognizing that is actually going for the Blink as a mobility tool to help with positioning.
Not throw Impetus Blink backwards for extra deeps.
The bait out the Chronosphere and then Blink as it's being cast. And
yeah, of course.
Zero-man Chrono. All right, let's go. He just threw a Lotus Sphere. We got this now.
Got to be quick on the trigger, though. Here's EG coming towards the bottom lane here. They see the spot onto Old Chicken, and it's an easy stun setup, but they got the pull because they got the Ags.
It's one of those, like, everyone talks about the Ags on Earth Spirit, and the pull is kind of like that forgotten part about it that's still ridiculously good.
Oh, it's amazing.
I mean, that was the part of the hero that was removed before it got added to CM mode.
Casual stone uphill. It doesn't look like they have the vision, but was more, or do they? No, yeah, they do have vision up on that hide side shot, but they do kind of reveal that they can see EG where they are, and it's enough to kind of force them to hustle back a bit. DD rune at the bottom. This Clinks, man, he hits hard.
Never mistake DD though for being invulnerable just because you've got BKB as well. If EHOME find him, they will be able to bring him down. CTY went back for the Lincoln Z-Blade, just kind of went a roundabout way of getting there. But it's kind of in that position that EG were in, where you want to be able to force out like a preemptive BKB from someone like a Clinks. And just throwing it, even if you don't get the kill, also forces out a grave on a target. So you just throw it at the start of a fight on whichever hero is kind of closest to you or slightly out of position, and they get grave, they have to BKB, or and then after that, you can just kind of disengage and wait till it's back up, or wait till you're kind of in a position to take the subsequent fight.
Yeah. Here comes EG though. Confident to move on forward here as EHOME pressed through the bottom. I don't know how recently Lanham did pick up that blink. He might have had it for a while, but being able to kind of get that blink catch now.
Yeah, he's had it for
With an Aether lens on top of it makes it
for
even
a
easier.
little bit, I'd say, for at least like five-ish minutes. Trying to get the high ground ward.
Oh.
There's a gem though on Lion, so it should be dealt with. Should be dealt with pretty quickly, but
Sumail quick to clear the wave and keep the pressure inside the base. Oh, they get the quick D ward, yeah.
Yep.
So
one of those wards that if somehow went unnoticed could just win you the game.
Arteezy's looking to try to get some poking damage on these racks from the low ground here.
I think after the last few fights going quite poorly, it's CTY's in the mindset where he wants to be able to at least split push
Whoa,
some.
they get the catch. They're going to be able to
Speed on
get
this.
3 from Universe here. Laguna, they'll take out Kaka. No buyback because he committed for the Aghanim Scepter. That's a huge takedown. CTY, who's going to be gripped up. Arteezy looking to help out, but he's caught in the middle as he's going to be bladed up and taken down with the assistance of CTY. This forces EG backing away here.
Okay.
They got 2 picks, but they didn't advance any additional damage on the racks. They lost Arteezy, and they'll have to back out.
Supports for the Clinks is, I mean, Clinks, one of the more farm cores, is kind of an even
streak
trade.
too, right? He had a pretty big streak, so I think there was a bit of a bounty there handed over.
Yeah, 650. Going to Viper of all heroes who needed the gold, so he suddenly got himself up to 2.3k. And that was such a good Chronosphere from EG, but unable to do enough damage inside of it.
Because it's really like a Laguna and then whatever Clinks can
Yeah.
do. That's it. And it's a
And the
deep
big
chrono. He has to walk all the way up in there to just get some damage off. Puts him in a bit of an awkward
It's
spot.
always a big question of who do you actually want to Laguna. Like, is like Lagooning the Earth Spirit to kill him off worth it? Like, that's such a problem here. You're on the enemy high ground. He's got Ags. He's going to kick you into the fountain. But if you don't Laguna him, that means you don't have the damage to kill the Morph, to kill the Viper or the Enchantress. So it's kind of tough question for EG when when you've only got one Laguna, which means let's get 2. Let's
Not even
get a
just that.
refresher.
You know, he'll pull you into the fountain or whatever. If you don't take him out, he'll just save whoever you are trying to take out.
Yeah.
So it puts EG in a serious pickle right now. And with the advancement that EHOME have, they're going to be able to move down. They grab up the Roshan, the Aegis here. So regroup, reform, GoDz, and start heading across the other side and look to finish what you started in the mid lane. Does that sound like a good plan? Or no?
I think they want to find pickoffs before they go high ground. I don't
Okay.
think they can just try and brute force through EG. If you're, I mean, you're not going to be grouped up or positioned in such a way that he can get a 4 or 5 man chrono when you're pushing high ground. But it's easy enough for him to choose a target, chrono them, and then follow it with a Laguna to get a kill. So I think EHOME would rather try and deward the map and find a pickoff if possible. CTY great at doing so. He's got the replicate as an escape tool and will be roaming around looking for blood.
All of EG back behind Arteezy here, so
Ping CTY out. He's got Aegis, but if EG thinks he's alone, they may try and go on him.
both teams all here in this top lane right now. There's a weave. Kaka rolling forward. This kick stun is going to be a miss. But as they continue to move in, Fiend's Grip's going to be on 11 here. Is he going to do the Enchant Remnant? He does it. He does get it off, but
Very
it might
late.
be a bit too late. Doesn't go for the committed pull, but look at that. They're going to be able to blink, sidestep. He's going to be fine for now, still alive and well. Old
Oh,
Chicken
geez.
holding it strong. 2-man stun does come out from Lanham. There's going to be the finger and the kill and the PPD. Universe now steps in, gets off the chrono, looking to isolate Lanham right now, but Sumail gets the finish, taking out Old Chicken, and they get Lanham. CTY, though, gets the return fire, being able to finish off Sumail. They've already lost 4. The 5th has to retreat. It's a fight for EHOME now.
Wow. Blink Dagger, what a night. Enchantress just gets herself into the tree, starts right-clicking away. Had the cheese too, which was, I think that's why Earth Spirit waited so long to use the activate Stone Remnant on her, the Enchant Remnant, because he thought maybe the Enchantress was going to be fine and that he could save it for like a more high priority save or a high priority kill.
And
But
she has that blink, so it's the
Yeah.
second it ends, she just shift clicks probably, or the shift cues the blink to get away, and it's plenty of time to get the
and they've
cheese
still
in.
got Aegis for this push.
As they move forward, already 2 buybacks going to be forced out from EG. What can they do to stop EHOME from taking the grand final now? A simple win here will close the whole thing
Too
out.
fast for
Wow,
PPE to
they
react.
just blew up the Dazzle, and without those huge game-saving Graves, this is not going to be easy at all for EG. The melee racks does go down, And it looks like they're going to be able to take both of them out. Ouch!
The
right
bad
in
manner.
right in the face.
That's a third of Lena's HP. Went from 1,500 to 1,000-ish.
Oh, even Universe gets shot.
Nobody's safe.
No, not at all. Wink. Be pulling CTY back to the safety zone here. And EHOME got to be feeling pretty good. Walking away, heads held high, taking down the Rex in the mid lane.
And buyback's forced out, so they've still got Aegis. They can force another fight once they regroup. 2 minutes to go for another push, and this is, I think now they do want to because buybacks are on cooldown. They've can kill someone like the Lina, and if that means no buyback, it could just be game over.
They win this fight, they win this tournament.
Yep. And I think CTY is kind of caught on that blowing up the Dazzle is actually really useful with the E-Blade. If you can quickly get that combo out, because anyone else is just going to get graved up. Take the Dazzle out, wait for it to cool down, and then play around the Dazzle being dead and the respawn timer.
Getting closer to that 1 minute mark, though, for this Aegis. Do EHOME want to play this extra safe because it is grand final match?
I mean, they've got a really Morphling late game is the ultimate carry here. Klinks is not great past 40 minutes. It's really a struggle for him. He doesn't have the ability Morphling having replicate, having just this split push factor is so much more potent as a carry.
And now they got a Satanic here for CTY in hand. This is going to be go time for him now, I imagine. And EG might be forced to do this YOLO kind of a play. Are they looking to maybe find a pick off outside the base? They're setting down the wards to see how EHOME are looking to move. Arteezy's committed in. He's got his Daedalus now. Pulling together whatever ammunition they can for their one final defense before possibly being taken out. 0-3. EHOME back on the grind, though. We'll keep these lanes pushed in.
Enough time's been bought that this Aegis
Yeah, it's going to expire.
won't be a factor. At least not for now. And I think EHOME know that with the racks down, with the buybacks on cooldown, there's a good chance they can secure themselves even the next Roshan and play around having another Aegis, having another cheese. EG are just, you can see Universe, he's going for a Maelstrom. I think he recognizes that going into the late game, EG are going to lack damage. Klinks can't be everywhere. He's very single target oriented and isn't going to be the best late game carry, so he wants to make sure that he can be that kind of secondary carry. Lina is going to need to be able to dish out a lot more as well. Have we seen what Lina's next item was going to be after spending the money? So hasn't committed to anything yet. Refresher seems like a really big item pickup. It's just whether you want to go for something more defensive or I guess there's hexes as possibilities. BKB is so-so. But I think Hex or more likely the Refresher is going to be the name of the game for Sumail.
During that time as well, KotLguy got his Aether Lens, which is sick, nasty good on Earth Spirit.
When you can buy this, 1,800 gold item, or no more than 1,800 gold, whatever, 2-point-something-K gold item at 45 minutes in.
I mean,
it's good.
I would buy it there.
Yeah.
It's so good. Every single ability has, pretty much benefits from it. Longer stone drops, increased pull range, increased range for the enchant.
You get the stones back faster too. No, I'm thinking of, when we're talking about it, that's something else. That's the arcane rune. It's late here.
We'll see, though. How are they going to look to lead things in? Obviously looking to stall out. They want that extra life before they make their move. And will EG be sedated? Oh, my God, that donkey. It's one javelin. Just flies up and never falls back down again.
You called her a turret. She wants to truly be a turret. Goes onto the high ground cliff and just starts throwing little spears at people, couriers, animals, anyone who comes near.
How ironic. EHOME off-lane Enchantress against the Western team could potentially be one of the winning formula here for EHOME.
Scotty pick up for Viper. Just looking to tank up, get stats. It's a combination of HP and armor as well. There we go. Refresher for Sumail. Will mean he won't have his buyback's on cooldown for 2 minutes anyway, so he's got some time to farm it up. And
how much of a timing window is it between grabbing the Aegis and buyback? Is there going to be a timing window for EHOME to be able to have that Aegis and cheese and push in?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's
the Aegis is still not up yet and shouldn't be for at least another minute.
CTY begins his siege from down below here. Can't really fault the guys. Pretty damn takey. Recently picking up the Talisman now. And EG without an MKB makes it pretty damn hard. Get over here. Yoink up old chicken. And
yep. So we won't know the Aegis timer for a little bit, but yeah, the buybacks will be up in terms of the timers when the Aegis cheese push comes out of EHOME. EG may even have, they'll likely have the buybacks if they want to try and contest Roche, but that seems like a big ask when they've got no map control whatsoever. There's deep dire wards, and you're just kind of blindly guessing. Even if you have a smoke and you try and move out, you're just like hoping that they're at Roshan or hoping that Roche is even respawn. You don't know if it's the short cooldown, the long cooldown. Haven't really got a good way to scout it out. And it will be a 1 minute respawn.
Uh-oh, here comes Universe. Gets a nice catch on the 3, but quick Enchant Remnant will save 11. And, well, actually not. They're going to get the quick kill onto both right now. KotLguy has to retreat. Old Chicken not going to be so fortunate here. Look at this. EG able to get a quick stall out. Can they themselves blitz for the Roche and grab it?
It's not going to be up yet.
Oh, it's
still about 30 seconds off. It'll be up before EHOME respawns. It kind of just depends when they get in there.
Oh, the racks!
Bit of a... I didn't think that was really on CTY. CTY was just pushed up, playing very aggressively, but he's not the one who gets caught. Universe just goes for the blink on the back lines, and I think the supporting cast kind of looking to stay too close to CTY, saying, oh, CTY is going in aggressive, I got to stand behind him, ready to protect him, but that just led into Universe getting a great initiative.
Did I miss who he actually enchanted there? Did he enchant the... Because he got Laguna right after.
Used on the Void, perhaps? It looked like he used on the Lion to me, but
yeah.
Both Lion and Enchantress both got blown up.
Don't
think he used it? Okay.
It looked like he definitely used it.
Okay.
Okay. He was sitting right there in front. He could have
dished
out the save, but it's not there.
They're in there, EG.
Okay. This will definitely stall things out for them a bit, but what stall into what though? It's still just like a lot behind this Clinks. Maybe with a huge pick. Now that they got this refresher onto the Lina.
And EHOME were just hoping that wasn't going to be a short respawn on Roche, and that was on the shorter side. EG get themselves a bit of a break with that one, and
they are really
find themselves... They're still in this game for sure. The Lina refresher, the Chronospheres... I mean, Universe's Chronospheres alone have been making huge things happen, and...
Godly.
CTY, though, as a late-game carry, is just unstoppable in some ways. It's just the rest of his team who have to be very careful with their positioning and how they approach the fights. Also, CTY won't have buyback for a little bit, so he needs to be a little bit careful.
Looks like he'll go to work here on the easy
CTY
side.
place.
D-Ward for EG. Okay, clear things up a bit, and now they can try to dictate the pace of this game and slow it down little by little. Very tense stuff. What a gift for EG there. This game could have been over. Oh, there's the MKB. All right, one step ahead of the game now, Arteezy.
Yep. No time to really benefit from that butterfly. Still I mean, this gives you a ton of agi, helps out your illusions, and makes your shotgun do a lot more damage, but won't get the full value I was hoping for out of it.
Is it fair to say that if EG pull this one back, it's solely like on Universe and these chrono setups each and every time to kind of make it for his team?
I think that's fair. I would say they're in this game because of some of his Chronospheres. He has played an insane game. And the supports, I don't think, to take anything away. Like the Grave Saves, some of these full duration grips when he had the Glimmer Cape were massive as well.
CTY will try to slow down the next wave before it gets in there, but EG are using the wave currently in the base to kind of go into the high ground. There's another chrono. This one's going to be on to 2. Lanham, a swing and a miss. Nice sidestep there, and they're going to be able to burst down KotLguy. He's out. No buyback for him. Also 11 down. They look for Old Chicken. They're going to get that one too. KotLguy just gets the money for the buyback, and now Old Chicken will buy back as well, but they are already going to work on these racks. Are they going to have enough firepower, though, to take it down? Fiend's Grip comes out onto Old Chicken, but there's going to be the pullback save from KotLguy. Now a kick catches 3. Oh, but he gets put to sleep from fear, so he can't move in with the Magnetize, and they put their focus on the CTY, but this Morphling is, my God, is he tanky. He's going to be walking away from the trouble, but they still move in. KotLguy, he gets blocked off from Universe! Whoa, what a play from him. KotLguy goes down, that's a dieback from him, and CTY will have to step back into the fountain to heal up, and EG go to work onto the racks. Glyph is going to be forced, and it ends up slowing him down. The rack's still
does
standing
Morph go
right
bottom
now.
here? Does he have a boots of travel? They're going to go for the throne. If Morph TP's bottom, he needs to wait and get a replicate. He doesn't have he has money for the travels, but he won't have buyback then. And I think he's just going to go for the defense.
Oh, tier 4 will go down. Arteezy puts his focus onto the next one here, and there goes the jump from CTY. Gets the quick kill onto Universe and takes him down. Arteezy getting
Gutsy
every last
play.
ounce of damage he can with the first life of his
EG may
Aegis
get
onto
punished
the
here
tier
on the
4.
retreat.
Let's see now. Fear already heading out. Arteezy back with a second life. And
Ooh,
look at
the
Universe
Chrono!
again. Back in action. Catches 2 on the each end of
Blocks
the
one Laguna
Chrono.
on Lincoln's.
Oh, man. CTY, though, this guy standing and planting. Looking to fight. Going right for Universe again. It could be a dieback for
Arteezy's
him.
out at least.
Good time walk. Saves his life. And, yeah, Arteezy barely alive. Edges away from trouble. What a stun coming out from Sumail. Slows them all down. Are you kidding me?
Oh, they lost full bot racks, though. The creep wave was just too massive.
Look at the catapults. 3 of them. Annihilating the racks right there.
Whoa, that's a big gold swing. But it's not even about the gold swing. It's about EG going all in for the throne. EHOME happy to, like, by sheer just creep wave luck in some ways, get themselves a full lane of racks, and they hold it. Costs them a lot of buybacks. Unfortunately for EG, they won't have the Aegis to go for another play like that. They can't really capitalize on EHOME having to chew through buybacks there, and CTY holding on. It was some miraculous defense from him, just shotgun after shotgun. It happens so fast, like PPD doesn't even know who he's going on. He thinks he's going on the Clinks, so he graves the Clinks, but he's going on the Void, who just dies before he can even cast a spell. EG is smoked up, though. They're looking for one last Chronosphere. That's what it's going to be. Universe.
Here he comes. Jump in. Chrono on 2.
good.
Kaka's going to get there and get the save. The enchant remnant's
Stone.
not going to be enough. He does get it onto 11. Pulls him back out into the safety zone. And now they look for possibly a counterplay here. They get a good stun onto PPD, so that's going to be the end of him. Grave will help him
is
for
not
now.
ideal.
But he will go down. The rest of EG, they're committed in. They got to make the most out of this opportunity. It could be do or die at this point.
Oh, he
Fear,
grips an illusion!
BKB, but
Oh!
no! It's not going to happen. Kaka moves in, going to be put to sleep. Fear on the run. Sumail potentially under the pressure from CTY. Arteezy begins to man mode with them, but they both go toe-to-toe. 2 immortal gods here right now, and Arteezy's got to be forced to retreat out
No
and away.
detection for EHOME, though. They don't get Clinks, who does have buyback, but EG, buyback. They are actually still going to just keep running at EHOME, it looks like, which I don't know if it. I think they just realized they have to use those buybacks to not lose and to get mega creeped or lose the game. So they're not. I don't think the play is to keep on pushing at EHOME here. EHOME have stabilized. They have Morphling buyback. They have Enchantress buyback, and you're pushing into that Ags Earth Spirit. Hasn't actually had a chance to use it. That's what blows my mind. EG are taking the initiative, starting the fights, using the Chrono on Earth Spirit because they know if they give Earth Spirit a chance to get that Enchant Remnant, use it on one of their heroes, kick him into the fountain, the push is over.
That was clever right there. Nice little Manta to get the illusion of the high ground to scout up for a ward. But nonetheless, you're absolutely right. And it's got to be so morally defeating here for EG. How many times they landed the perfect Chrono setup potentially and go for the right target, get the burst, but still just not enough. Now down 2 sets of racks. You're still fighting for their tournament life here. Then you look at the other side, EHOME not looking to let this one go. They want to close this out 3-0. With that kind of hold.
Yeah, this is going to be a tricky one.
You got a Morphling who's near critical mass at this point.
Yeah, I mean, EG at least can say that to themselves. Well, Morphling is not getting any scary. He can upgrade those boots to get him some more mobility around the map, and he does do that now. Buys the travels. Can try and have that 7th item refresher or something on the courier to just refresh his combo. But realistically, this is about as scary as Morphling gets in a fighting and DPS sense. Things will settle down, though.
You think till the next Roche?
I mean, Roche starts to matter a little bit less at this stage. Probably, it's more if EG get it, it's big because they can go for like an all-in throne play. But I mean, it definitely matters for both teams because you want to have an Aegis on like a hero like Enchantress, possibly Viper. The Morphling doesn't have the space for it, but we're kind of getting to that area where this heroes are 6-slotted and can't fit in Aegises. Look at 6 buybacks on cooldown. Absolutely insane.
But after that surprise attack, I guess you could say, from EG, you could tell that EHOME feeling a bit more reserved before they decide to go out and embark. Now that they see that EG towards the bottom lane, they go out on move here.
And EHOME will have a smoke fairly soon, so likely to try and go on the aggressive with that one.
Both teams, though, getting ready to possibly approach that Roche Pit area.
Is there Gem on E? Yeah, they took out the wards in their base. Gem is on Kaka and Gem is on Fear. Okay, so both teams with Gem. Absolutely a core item at this stage of the game when you're, I mean, for one thing, you're against Invis Heroes and Clinks, but Bane with the Glimmer Cape as well, so. Keeping hold of the gem is going to be important. Like, if you lose Kaka at the start of the fight, suddenly you have nothing to cancel a Glimmer Cape, like, Fiend Script, for example. I mean, you already have nothing to cancel a BKB Fiend Script. That's already going to be a pretty big problem for you on the EHOME side.
Bit unfortunate, but it does look like EHOME are having a little bit of connectivity issues. Lanham will step out. Let's take a moment to breathe here. Very intense game number 3 right now. Look at the roller coaster of a ride we've been through already. At one point, EHOME being up and ahead damn near 10K. EG with all the XP advantage, but these kind of numbers just really don't matter right now at this point in the game. It's all in execution, having the appropriate amount of buybacks at the ready, maybe even just having that appropriate smoke.
Yeah, just the one smoke coming soon for EHOME. EG have a lot longer to wait for theirs, and Roshan will be up, so quite likely we see EHOME secure a free Roshan. I say that EG could just go for a ballsy play, but depends how bad EG think EHOME getting an Aegis cheese is. Like, if they feel that's going to be the game breaking point, then they try and head that direction. They are headed over towards the pit as we speak, so perhaps recognizing the threat of Roshan as being something that needs to be stopped.
So what could they do about it? This time they will not have, obviously, any sort of extra vision to see who's lurking or waiting behind.
They've got to use the weave, and the one observer ward on PPD has to be placed in such a way to help set up a good fight for them, set up the good chronosphere. Kind of similar to that chronosphere we saw around the Roche pit when they just put that high ground ward on the ramp and then use that. But the safer play to at least draw the game out, go into further, deeper into the late game is going to be not contesting Roshan.
It's a rapier game.
Okay. I mean, these crits are going to be massive. Morphling actually has to be a little bit careful because he can get like 2 or 3 shotted by the Clinks if he's on too much agi. At the same time, Ortiz, you're running into a gem.
He is going towards possible trouble here.
Viper's actually mincemeat.
They scout only him, while the other 2 are already in the pit.
Viper just dies if they go on him, but I don't think they quite realize Viper's alone. There's an Earth Spirit who can pull him out. Okay, there we go.
Oh, quick kill on the Viper. Blink and you miss it. Aegis is going to be acquired here. This one goes to Old Chicken. Cheese is down. Looks like Lanham might have to find room for it.
And Ortiz just finally recognized they're in the pit.
Oh, Ghost Scepter real quick there from Kaka to make it away from trouble. I mean, that could have been...
Oh,
and a silence follow-up, and they get the magnetize and get out.
He's dead
wow.
though, I think.
Oh my goodness, the damage right there. And then Sumail, look at this, gets the catch. Takes down 11. CTY in a lot of trouble, eating a lot of damage. Now he's looking to man up, and he gets the Satanic off and goes right for Sumail. They get Ortiz down. The Rapier is down, and so could EG. Oh.
Well, Universe picks it up at least, but it's all in for the throne. EG, no buybacks, no answer for CTY. If Void coming back won't even do anything here.
Get him, Universe. See if you can hold it on. No, he's down and out, and they have done it. EHOME have just swept Evil Geniuses 3-0 in front of the hometown crowd. They take first place and $125,000.
EHOME, what?
Be going their way.
Whew, CTY, what? He showed up this tournament. This is some of the best Dota we've seen come out of this guy. I mean, people like been sending a lot of praise, rightfully so, towards the likes of Miracle, all these like 8K MMR players and stuff. But CTY, he's the equivalent in China. That's what he's bringing to this EHOME team. That young playmaking flair, and their drafts as well. That's probably been some of the craziest stuff we've seen. Unusual pick after unusual pick. They start things off with an Ursa. They end with an Enchantress, which has seen a bit of play, but not from any of the Chinese teams. And absolutely fantastic grand finals. Even though it was a 3-0, it did not feel like one.
That was an emotional roller coaster there at the end. It was ridiculous. Got to give props, of course, to Evil Geniuses. They had the toughest road in MDL of any other team, and they almost pulled off one hell of a Cinderella story. Another one to add to their belt there. So their unfortunate undefeated Chinese LAN streak will be broken, and EHOME will get their title now. So, got to pose the question as we move on, and potentially Shanghai Major is going to be coming up. Would you dare say that EHOME are the favorites?
I mean, favorites is a big ask, but they're a team who I I would expect to get top 3. I would put them in that group of top 3 to 4 favorites at the event. With the likes of EG, though, I think EG's just made 2 grand finals in a row. People don't really remember the runner-up, but this is a team who went to the finals at Star Ladder, a stacked tournament. They went to the finals here at MDL as well. Like this team adapts incredibly well in a long, drawn-out format, like we're going to see at the Shanghai Major. They will excel. So I think both these teams go into the Shanghai Major as 2 of the top contenders, joining the likes of maybe Alliance. And other than that, those 3 teams are probably the teams to look out for.
And here we will see what looks like the potential award ceremony right now. Is that Battle Fury the trophy? That thing looks pretty badass.
Yeah. I mean, you have, what, Aegis at TI. We had Butterflies, I think, at one event.
Butterfly.
We're going to run out of weapons here. Run out of trophies.
Big congratulations, of course, to Is he wearing the lucky sweater or whatever it is?
What's the lucky sweater?
Oh, what is it? It says like victory.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he wore that all through Frankfurt as well, and it worked this time.
It's the Lamb Classic.
Wow. They did it, though. EHOME's journey to make it here, going against EG in the opening round of the playoffs, taking them down 2-1. Then they followed up, took down Vici Gaming. Vici Gaming, which many consider to be the favorites coming into this tournament.
EHOME!
Knocked them out 2-0. Win against OG, took them out 2-1, and now in the grand final, knockout EG 3-0. What a hell of a show for them. And they look happy as ever.
Yeah.
Lanham.
You know, they look so awkward, but it's because these young players have not won a championship before. They're like, what do? We just won. Like, shit. This is what winning's like.
Yeah.
This is a team. It's been a long time coming, like, to get that championship.
That man, the veteran, taking this team under his wing. What a hell of a showing. Well deserved. They had a great run at Frankfurt Major. Innovative drafting.
Yeah.
And obviously a wide knowledge of the meta of where it stands right now. This is going to be the team to look out for going into Shanghai. And China Dota, man, it is back.
Yeah, and that's absolutely what we saw a lot of here. In the top 3, we only end up with the one Chinese team in the grand final, in the top 3, but it was absolutely fantastic Dota out of all of the teams in the top, like, 6 to 8. You had Newbie, LGD all showing up. Vici Gaming, who had a series against EG that could have gone either way. And I mean, all that I can take from that is that you have to look out for not just, like, at Frankfurt Major, it was Vici Gaming and EHOME you had to worry about. Now it's Vici, EHOME, LGD, Newbie. OG. I mean, and then you've got CDC. Like, who knows how well they're going to be doing. So it is a stacked list of teams going to Shanghai.
Now, obviously, I don't know what the hell they're going to be saying here, but I will say it's been an absolute pleasure casting all the coverage here.
Yeah, big thanks to everyone who has been tuning in, bearing with us. Yeah. It's been a bit choppy at times with the perfect world and everything, getting into lobbies. Dota TV Auto, not always perfect, we know, but
next time we'll be there.
Yes.
We'll be there, and we'll put on the best show possible. We've got to give, of course, shout-outs to everyone here for the English coverage team that provided their time and effort here in-house, of course. We have LD and Mr. Ben Merlini-Wu, Brian and Rob, who are heading up a lot of production in the back. Roland's been hanging around for moral support. And then, of course,
and eating our food.
Yeah, and eating the food. Shout out to our remote casters who assisted during that hectic first day where we knocked out all of the group stage action across 4 concurrent streams. Blaze, Scant, Gabe, Lyrical Dota, Danielle, Llama, Aosin.
Yep.
Anyone else I'm forgetting?
No one important, just Winter.
Oh, and Winter.
Yeah.
Love all of you guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in, coming over to the land of Azubu and the land of China. As you can see, would not be right if we didn't end out the tournament without some crazy lag.
Kale.
All right, guys. It's been a hell of a show, a hell of a time. Thank you so much. You know what? I want to give a shout out to the pro players who were casting, too. They didn't have to do that, and a lot of people out there really do appreciate the insight, so it's good for them to kind of give it back to their fans. So, guys, take care. Upcoming soon. I know there's like BTS America's a lot of fun times. Look out for our Twitters to see all that event coming up. And we'll see you next time for more Dota. Good games. Good luck.